first 30 seconds. Okay, I'm live again, family. Some days are like this. Okay, welcome again. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. I thought that one of my videos, I'm posting 2 videos at once, so I thought one of them went down. And so anyway, that was the technical family check-in we just heard. So hi, welcome to the 100-day practice challenge. This is day 21. Now, I don't know about you, that's my family in the background. They live with me. It's pandemic time, so this is what it is. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. As people jump on, we'll kind of dive into the material. So I don't know about you, but I've been finding this last 7 days seemed really long for my practice. It feels like my practice, at first I was checking off boxes and I'm like, boom, 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 day 10 or, day 7. And then it just feels like it's really slowed down where every day is like, oh, I'm only on day 17. I'm only on day 18. So if you feel that way, just know that that's normal. And, this is, again, it's a marathon, 100 days. I think this is where we start to realize how long 100 days truly is. And it's a while, it's like three months. So just hang in there and just keep plugging away. It's going to be beautiful. And we're going to do this. So I just want to do a shout out. I reached out to everybody that is doing the challenge because some of you have been checking in and writing down which day you complete your 14 day, what the date is you complete your 7 days. So please keep doing that. When you complete your 21st day, come to this video. Preferably you wait to watch this video until you're on your 21st day, but if you don't, come to this video and write down the date, and that's so I can keep track of you because I have a little log going and I'm noticing where people are, and I'm going to check in if I don't hear from you. So just a quick shout out to all of you that are doing this. Jackie, Janet, Sarah, woohoo, who's here right now, Liz, Jess, Jillian, Laura, Kelly, Kevin, Kathy, and Karen. You guys are doing awesome, and I just want to say you can do it, and we're a community. Even though we're spread out and on the internet, just know we're creating a community. So awesome. For this class today, I would like you to get a little piece of paper and a pencil, or you can pull up a different tab that you can write on your computer. But just have that ready because I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to reflect during the video. Get that ready if you're not having it ready. And I'm going to play a little tune like I do. This is a piece, it's a tambourine piece, and it's called Rattlesnake. This is a duet, and I'm playing only one part of the duets, but this is something I've been working on in my practice every day that I practice, so I wanted to play it for you. Just want to get this, have a better angle. Let me get centered. There we go. Okay, awesome. So here it is, Rattlesnake. a few improv moments in that, but that is the piece I've been working on memorizing it and practicing all the parts. So just wanted to share. And there's going to be moments later in the series where you get to share too. So just a little sneak peek of that. All right, so let's dive into what we are working on today. All right, cool. So glad you're here. So what we've been looking at for the past few weeks is just the basics. Like, what is your practice space like? Does it feel supportive? How much are you practicing? We addressed that at the beginning, and then kind of getting our materials together. So those are like the practice basics. You need a space, you need to have time, you need to have material, okay? So now we're gonna dive a little bit more into like what a good practice time looks like, what a productive practice time looks like. So let's just talk about the super basics, like you need to be focused. So when you practice, you want to make sure that you are really focused on what you're doing, and if you're having a problem area, instead of sort of skipping over it and being like, oh yeah, that's the part I'm not very good at, that's the place where we need to address. So that's the part where you really slow things down and you really start to work through it. That's just a little tip. Now, what I want to do right now is, if you have a paper and pencil, if not, grab one. I want you to take a second, and I want you to make a little list of all the things that you want to practice or need to practice. So take a second and write down the instruments that you want to practice, the different things you want to learn about music, whatever it is, okay? So just take a minute. I'm going to write my own list. So you have about a minute to write down what you want to practice, okay? What you need to practice to be a better musician. So do that right now. And this is sort of your pie in the sky. So this is like everything you need to be a better musician. Just write it all down right now. We got about 30 more seconds. Maybe you have a short list, maybe you have a long list. It's okay. Okay, so pencils down, and I would love for you to share this in the comments if you feel comfortable. So I'm just going to read you my list, so you have one for an example, and maybe there's something on my list that you want on your list, so you can add it in. All right, so these are the things that I need to practice. Harmony vocals, singing harmonies, playing marimba, which is one of my main instruments, playing the tambourine, playing the doumbek, and playing the frame drum. Okay, and so those are kind of my main instruments that I play. So I noticed I'm playing multiple instruments, and we'll talk about how to balance that. And then I have vocal skills, just getting better at singing and nurturing that. And then I take lessons with a jazz guitarist that I transcribe to marimba, so I have just jazz stuff. Ear training, so that's the ability to just hear a song and be able to play the notes. So just developing my ear. Piano is sort of a instrument I'll be performing in the future that I need to practice. And then I also have like band pieces or songs that I'm going to be performing with a group that I need to prepare. Okay, so that's my list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things. What's your list look like? It's okay if there's only, 2 or 3 things, that's great. So this is what I want you to do next part of this. Now I want you to, please write in the comments if you want to, share the things that you want to practice. And I want you to pick out 4 things as the most that you are going to pick to focus on right now. And you can change your focus every 3 months or something like that. But try to find the 3 or 4 things you're going to focus on right now in this moment in time for the next 100-day practice challenge. Roughly. It could shift a little bit, but all right. And just so you know, I already cheated a little bit and I picked out 5. So hey, you can cheat a little bit if you need to. All right, so the things I ended up settling on that I really wanted to work on is harmonies, harmony vocals, because that's something I really want to get good at. But I'm also going to work in some sort of vocal skills. So when I practice harmonies, I'm going to get some of my vocal skills as like a little warm-up before I sing my harmonies. So I kind of get like 2 in 1 there. Marimba, same thing, I did sort of a 2 in 1. I'm going to work on marimba, but I'm going to focus on the jazz stuff that I'm learning, and then like maybe a little bit of learning one piece on marimba. Tambourine, definitely focusing on that. Doumbek, I'm focusing on, and then I added as my 5th one like the band pieces and songs, and that's mainly because other people are holding me accountable to doing those, so I need to prepare them. Okay. How's your list? Is it good? All right, nice. Yikes. Sarah, tell me more. She's like, whoa, 4 will be challenging enough for me to focus on. I know, you can do less than 4. I'm just saying at the most 4. So Sarah, tell me what you want to focus on. And everyone else who's watching this later, write in, tell me what you want to focus on. So that way I know, so I can help be like, how is your blah, blah, blah doing? And I can also help you find resources if you need material or resources. So I'll have Sarah, hopefully you'll type that in a second. So now that we see that, okay, these are the sort of the areas. So, and it's totally fine, just FYI, to focus on just one thing. Like if you are a guitar player and you're just like, I just want to focus on guitar, okay? We'll talk about how to break that apart and what your practice should look like next. Right now, we'll talk about that. So in your practice, I want you to have, we're going to work on just one element this week, okay? And we're going to be adding in 3 elements I want for each instrument you play: vocals, drums, different instruments, or guitar, whatever you're playing. For each one, I want you to have 3 things that you practice, but we're going to cover those over the next few weeks. So we're just starting with 1. So one thing I want to make sure you're adding in to your practice, or having in your practice if you don't have it, is just technique. And so what technique is just literally learning how to play the instrument better, okay? So if you are a drummer, that could mean that you're learning a new technique. So if you know your basics, so for like the tambourine I was just playing, we have doom and we have tek and we have the ka, which is the tick. And so if you know those, still spend a little part of your practice time doing those again to just make sure that they're really solid and they're sounding great. And then the next thing that you want to add into that is then extending the technique. So what's something that you want to do with the instrument that you don't know how to do? So you should be working that in every time you practice, that you're learning a technique and you're developing. Why? Because that allows you to express yourself more on the instrument. And the key to becoming a better musician is that you work on those areas where you need to be able to express yourself better. Okay, so that's why you want to work on it. So if you're a guitar player and you're like a strummer guitar player, you can learn different chords, so you can do different things with this hand to get extended chords or alternative chords, or you can work on the strumming pattern and getting a different style. But everyone should be working on technique, not just learning pieces and songs or freestyling the whole time, okay? So make sure you're spending at least 25% of your practice time, you know, so that's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, however long you're practicing, on just the technique for that instrument. And for every instrument you play, I want you to work on technique for every instrument. So for me, it's like marimba technique, tambourine technique, doumbek technique, and then that's sort of the techniques that I would be working on. Okay, I'm just reading Sarah's comments here. Sarah says she's scaled way back on timing and using bells with timing. Funny enough, bells are going off, and I'm understanding this like never before. Okay. Are you talking about like a metronome? I want to know more, Sarah. Tell me more. Are you talking about like playing bells, like a West African, or are you talking about like a metronome? So, but it's good. It looks like you're. Looks like she's getting a deep understanding of bells, but I don't know. I'm assuming she's talking about like West African bells. Those are like those kind of bells, which are amazing to play. All right, I feel like I need to wrap up today, so we're not too long. So that's what we're working on this week. This is your focus. So we're gonna meet again on day 28. Remember, I'm posting every Monday, but you can go at your own pace. So at this point in our series, you might go away for a weekend or have obligations, and then you will be behind. But you're not really behind, because these videos are here for when you need them, when you reach that next 7-day milestone. So I'll see you at day 28. We're going to add to our what we're practicing and what we're thinking about with each instrument we practice. But just to sum up, to review, you should be playing focusing on 4 different things or less. One different thing, 1 thing is fine, 2 things is fine, 3 things is probably perfect, you know, if you're a multi-instrumentalist. 4 things is like really stretching yourself. And so make that list. Secondly, make sure you're doing technique for 25% of your rehearsal time on each instrument. So if you're doing 15 minutes of tambourine, then we're talking about 3 to 5 minutes of tambourine technique, and then you would go to a different instrument, okay? All right, Sarah says technique is also a priority. Nice. Using them for timing. Oh, I see. I gotcha. I don't have a metronome. Oh, on your ankles. Oh, ankle bells. Got it. Okay, so she's doing the the ankle bell for time. Nice. Then you're really blowing your mind, Sarah, because you're like using different limbs. Nice. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, I got you, Sarah. I got what you're saying. Yeah, that is challenging when you add another limb, like you get your feet going or you get your mouth going, or, you know, it's like a whole new world. We can talk more about that. I think that's it. The only other thing I want you to think about before you go, make sure you're writing the date you complete your 21st day on the comments of the video. And the other thing is, I would love if you have any questions or anything you would like me to cover about practice in this 100-day challenge, please write it in the comments on any day, at any time. But, you know, I invite you to do it now. So if there's a particular question or challenge you have practicing and you want me to cover it, please make sure you put that in so I can add it to my curriculum. Okay. Well, okay, good luck. You know, these last 7 days seemed harder. These next 7 days may seem hard for you. They may seem easy, but at some point you're probably going to reach a point where it's going to feel a little more challenging, and we want to keep working through that. Don't give up. You're all here. You're all working at it. You're all doing an amazing job. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in and trusting me to lead you down this process. Some of you I'll see in our Arabic drumming class on Wednesday, so I look forward to that. And also, if you're more interested in the tambourine, which I was just playing, I'm going to be teaching a summer 5-month series in Michigan this summer with an amazing beekeeper. And this drum is a sacred instrument to connect with the bees and the ancient priestesses of the bees, the Melissa. And so you can learn more about that if you're interested. Just reach out to me. It's called Rhythms of the Golden Hive, and we're going to study this instrument. Okay, that's all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.